Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I have my 2017 RZR 1000 and today I'm going to install some Tusk seat heaters. I bought two pairs, one for each seat because I have two seats. This isn't going to be like an installation video or anything like that. There's other videos on YouTube if that's what you need. But I just heard great things about this kit. They're only about 40 bucks a piece. I'm up here in Seattle. It gets pretty cold winter riding and things like that. And so I'm hoping to install these and have them perform as good as the reviews have said they do. So I'm not going to show you how to really install these, but I'm just going to do first impressions and then ride it around for about a week and then give you a final review of what I think of the Tusk seat heater. So let's jump right into it. All right, here we are at my dining room table, but as you can see, we are not dining this evening. We'll be installing these Tusk heaters. One thing I wanted to mention was I was really impressed with how long the actual heating element of both pads are. They're about 15.5 inches. So that's gonna more than cover the bottom butt area. It's probably gonna wrap around actually and get some of your back of your thighs. And then 15.5 inches on this one is gonna be, you know, more than 3/4 of the seat is gonna be covered with the heating element. So that's a good thing. So one of the big bummers is I'm gonna have to remove all of these staples, especially on the back one. Peel off this guard, and then there's gonna be staples all the way around there, which is gonna kind of be a job. But luckily, you can get a Harbor Freight air compressor stapler for like 20-30 bucks, so that's gonna help put it back together when we're done. So I'm using a small flathead screwdriver, and they're prying up pretty quick and easy. All right, took a lot of staples, but they came out pretty easy. There is the bottom seat without the cover. Okay, got the bottom heater installed. Doesn't look the best, but once the cover's over it, you won't be able to tell, I'm sure. Trying to put this sucker back on. They're going in pretty easy. Okay, got all the new staples put in. Now it's time for the back portion. All right, I got the cover pulled off the back portion. I figured I'm not gonna have to even pull the entire cover off. But one thing I wanted to mention, these green Velcro strips wanted to peel up when I was pulling it off, so I'm gonna have to apply a little bit of tape to push those down. So if you're doing the same thing, just remember when you're pulling off the cover, you know, you may have to re-glue these if it pulls off. But I was using my finger to hold them down as I pulled the cover off, and it's not too bad. All right, got the back rest re-stapled. Got the little connector line coming out here, so I'm just gonna do the same for the other seat now. All right, so I got the wiring done. Took a little bit of time, but wasn't bad. Wired it into the accessory, spliced it, the two yellow wires into the accessory on the fuse, and then just wired the positive and negatives, and then ran the harnesses under here. Took my Dremel, cut out a couple switches. I'm gonna have to push those all the way in, and then they just attach on the back there. So I'm gonna run some electrical tape around everything that's exposed to help prevent water from getting in, and then we'll do a test to see how these things feel. All right, so I got the heated seats installed. I'm gonna do a little test with an infrared thermometer just to see how hot they get on the hot setting. Now I have these wired so I can turn them on even when the ignition isn't on, which would be 12 volts. But if you turn on the engine, I'm running at about 14.5 volts, which should heat them up a little faster. So I'm gonna do a test at about 5 minutes of runtime and then one at 10 minutes, and we'll see how hot they get. All right, just as a baseline, I'm gonna see what the temperature is here. We're about 49 degrees on the butt and 45 on the back. All right, we're past 5 minutes. Let's see what the seats are at. On the back of the seat, ooh, 67. Maybe on the front, maybe a little warmer. Ooh, 86. That's starting to cook. Feels like, oh yeah, it's getting toasty. Getting toasty. Oh yeah, especially right up in here. All right, we just passed 10 minutes. Let's see if there's a difference here. Yeah, ooh, look at that, 86 degrees. 94, I just sat on it. It's really, really pleasant. Yeah, it's just really, really starting to get hot. Now, sitting on it, I think it traps the heat in even more because it's actually quite hot on the high setting. I mean, I haven't been out in the snow with it yet, but I can imagine being bundled up with this, it's gonna be really, really pleasant. Now, I can't speak in terms of longevity of how long these last, but I've heard great reviews from other people on the internet. And for 40 bucks, you can't beat it, especially if you live in a cold climate and you do a lot of off-roading. So, hope you enjoyed this quick little review video of the Tusk UTV heaters. I'll put links below if you want to purchase them on Amazon. And happy riding. We'll see you in the next video.